why a lot of Muslims, men and women, are leaving Islam. Some of them.
Yes, there is no doubt there are a couple of Muslims who are leaving Islam every single year. Some converted to Christianity, whereas others become atheists. But there is something everyone needs to understand. There are great difference between someone leaving a religion because he had sufficient knowledge about the religion, and then as a result of knowledge he have in the religion, he sees some discrepancies, so he left because he has found out that there is no any truth in the religion. And also someone who left religion because the religion does not suit his lifestyle. Probably the religion will not permit him to do some of the things he would have loved to be doing in his lifetime, such as drinking alcohol, going to party, fornication, and doing other sinful acts which the religion has forbidden its followers from doing. And this is exactly what is happening in Islam. People leave Islam because Islam does not allow them to do what they want to do. Islam does not permit them to do what they love to do in this world. We have seen in so many occasions where people leave Islam because they don't want to pray or because they don't want to fast in the month of Ramadan. Some people leave Islam because Islam does not support their sexual orientation, such as in the case of someone who left Islam because Islam does not support him being a gay.
So I decided to leave Islam shortly after I came out to my parents, which was around like 15, 16. I was going...
The truth is that people are leaving Islam because they have no knowledge about Islam. They don't know who Allah is or the reason why they should worship Allah. And also, there are some Islamophobes in the internet who are making things worse. They pick some verses of the Quran and then they turn it in such a way that it will make Islam look horrible. And the worst is that these are the kind of people these Muslim youth are listening to. And that is why it is very easy for them to just leave Islam. Because from the beginning, they have no knowledge about Islam. And someone is coming now to tell them that Islam is a bad religion, Islam kills people. And they say lots of bad things about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And these are the things that makes it easy for them to just leave Islam because of what they used to hear from the Islamophobes. But you can never see any Muslim who has sufficient knowledge about Islam leaving Islam. You can never see such kind of Muslim in any part of the world. And did you know why? Because he or she has found out the truth, and whoever Allah has guided, no one can misguide such person. If I say a knowledgeable person, I'm not referring to Christian Prince, Shamoon, or David Ward. I'm not referring to all these kind of people because they have no knowledge about Islam. They don't know anything about the Quran or Islam. What they do on a daily basis is that they take their translated Quran and pick some verses of the Quran and interpret it in such a way that it will make Islam look horrible and unpleasant to people. This is what they do, and they have no single knowledge about the interpretation of the Quran. I am assuring you that if you as a Muslim study Islam carefully from a true source and have sufficient knowledge about Islam, then you will never leave Islam. This is a promise. I am promising you this. Just try as much as you can to have the knowledge of Islam. You will never have doubt or even try or make an attempt to leave Islam. And this is because you would have found out the truth about Islam, and you will know the true religion. You will know the true picture of Islam. Unlike in Christianity, where you see so many pastors reverting to Islam after finding out the truth about Islam, after finding out that Islam is the true religion. These are Christians who have sufficient knowledge about Christianity and they actually want to find out the truth. They don't want to mock Islam or trying to see that they move people away from Islam as much as they can. Just like in the recent viral video of a pastor who was shedding tears after finding out the truth about Islam and then he reverted to Islam.
You would come here.
A Christian pastor who was trying to convert Muslims to Christianity, but rather after seeing the truth in Islam, he reverted to Islam.
This is very interesting. Got a former pastor here. So you were show before. Oh man!
And I am challenging you now, all the non-Muslims. I am challenging you now. We have millions of Muslims, both old and young, who have memorized the Quran. If you can show us just one ex-Muslim, that is someone who left Islam, who had memorized half, that is half of a quarter, which is 1/8 of the Holy Quran, who memorized 1/8 of the Holy Quran. If you can show us any ex-Muslim who had memorized this, or any non-Islamic scholar who as a result of his knowledge left Islam because he had found out the truth that Islam is not a true religion, or who had found out that Islam is just a lie and full of contradictions. If you can find any Islamic scholar who left Islam as a result of this, he mustn't be a chief imam or someone who had memorized the whole Quran. No, someone who memorized 1/8 of the Quran, or any known Islamic scholar who as a result of his knowledge finds out that Islam is not a true religion or it has a lot of contradictions, and then he left Islam because of these reasons. If you can find any ex-Muslim from these two categories, then you should all consider me a liar and you should never believe anything I say to you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.